Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. Myself Chirag Godedra, I am Assistant Professor in Department of Civil Engineering, Noble Group of Institution Junagadh. Today we will learn the topic Coplanar Non-Concurrent Forces. This topic is part of branch Civil Engineering. The subject name is Mechanics of Solid, which comes in a third semester. So in previous video we have learned about moment of forces, types of moment, types of couple, characteristics of a couple, and differences between moment and couple. So in this video we will learn about force couple system, Varignon's principle of moments, and conditions of equilibrium. So let start with force couple system. When a system consists of forces along with moments or couple, it is known as force couple system. This concept is helpful in shifting a force away from its line of action. Let a given force F applied to a body at any point A can always be replaced by an equal force applied at another point B, together with a couple which will be equivalent to the original force. uh, Force F is acting at point A. Now we want to shift the force F from point A to point B. Apply two equal and opposite forces at B parallel to F. The magnitude of that force must be equal to the force acting at A. Let x be the perpendicular distance between the line of action of the forces. So the force at A and the force in opposite direction at B forms a couple of magnitude F into x. Thus, a single force F acting at A is replaced by a force couple system acting at B. Let us better understand it by a figure. We Here a force F is acting on point A in upward direction. Now, if we want to shift this force to the point B, so we have to apply two forces in opposite direction, like F is upward and F is downward, parallel to this force F. So that as per the principle of superposition, there is no difference in the system of forces. Like if we are applying force 10 kilonewton upward and 10 kilonewton downward, so the resultant force will be zero on the structure. So now let's just forget about the upward force at B. Let us just talk about upward force at point A and a downward force at point B. So this force, this F upward, this F downward, forms a couple and the distance between them is x. So then the moment of couple, as we have discussed in our last video, the moment of couple is equal to force into arm of couple. Here arm of couple is x. So the moment due to the couple is F into x. That means we can replace these two forces by a moment that is m into f at the point B. So we can always replace the force at point A by a force on point B and applying the moment because of forces. So this is the concept of force couple system. So our next topic is Varignon's principle of moments. It is also called as law of moments. The statement of Varignon's principle of moments is, if a number of coplanar forces are acting simultaneously on a particle, the algebraic sum of the moments of all the forces about any point is equal to the moment of their resultant force about the same point. So he want to convey that if there are two forces acting on a point, um, then if we want to find the moment because of these two forces on any different reference point, then we don't have to find the moment because of this to particular single force and doing the algebraic sum of their moments. Instead of this, we can find the resultant and the moment due to this resultant. It gives the same value as we have calculated because of single forces and doing the algebraic sum of their moments. He also gave the proof of this statement. So here consider two forces P and Q. This is force P and this is force Q, which are acting at point A, represented in a magnitude and direction by AB. That means AB is force P and AC is force Q. So let O be the point about which the moments are taken. We have to find the moment due to force P and force Q on point O. Now for the proof, draw a line CD parallel to the direction of force P to meet the line of action of Q and C, right? Then now with AB and AC, AB and AC as the two adjacent sides, complete the parallelogram ABDC, and then join the diagonal AD and the parallelogram and join OA and OB. So here diagonal AD represents in magnitude and direction the resultant of two forces, that is P and Q, and we have given the name R to our resultant force. So now taking moment of forces P, Q and R about O, first moment of force P about point O is equal to 2 into area of triangle AOB, that is A, O and B. The area of this triangle into 2 is equal to moment of force P about point O. Now moment of force Q about point O is equal to 2 into triangle area of A, O and C, this triangle, right? And last one, the moment of resultant R, this R about point O is equal to 2 into triangle of A, O and this bigger triangle. So as we can see in the figure, area of AOD, this triangle, is equal to area of AOC, this triangle, plus area of ACD, this triangle. So we all know that area of triangle ACD, this triangle, is equal to area of triangle ADB, this and this both triangles are same, and that is also equal to area of triangle AOB. So from this we can say that triangle area of triangle ACD, AOB and ABD are on the same base AB and between the same parallel line. So the area of AOD is equal to area of AOC triangle plus area of AOB triangle. This comes by replacing the area of triangle ACD by area of triangle AOB, because the area of both the triangles are same. Now multiply these equations both the sides by 2, that is 2 into area of AOD is equal to 2 into area of triangle AOC plus 2 into area of triangle ADB. Now uh, what is 2 into area of triangle AOD, that is moment of R about O, is equal to, now what is 2 into area of triangle AOC, that is moment of force Q about O, and what is area of 2 into area of triangle ADB, that is moment of force P about O. So here we have considered only two forces, but this principle can be extended for any number of forces. So next topic is conditions of equilibrium for coplanar non-concurrent forces. Now before learning this topic, we must know what is equilibrium all about. So to understand equilibrium, Let us take a simple example of seesaw. Now, as we all can see in the figure, the person A having a weight of 1000 Newton, and there is a person B having a weight of 500 Newton, but this seesaw is in stable. Seesaw is stable. Why? Because the person A is sitting 1 meter away from the pivot, and person B is sitting 2 meter away from pivot. So moment because of person A is equal to 1000 into 1, that means force into perpendicular distance. Similarly, moment because of person B is equal to 500 into 2 meter, that also is 1000 Newton into mm. So the moment because of these two persons are same, so that this all the this mechanism is stable. That means it is in equilibrium. Now what about other conditions? If a person A slides rightwards, then the distance is greater than 1, so the moment will be greater than 1000 Newton into meter. So this seesaw will be in this direction, matlab this side it will go downward. Similarly, if the person A moves towards the left side, so the distance is less than 1 meter, so the moment is less than 1000 Newton into meter. So the seesaw moves downward in this direction, and this will be upward. So this is a basic understanding of equilibrium. Now if we want to talk about equilibrium for coplanar non-concurrent forces, the body have one of the following state which I have mentioned here. First one, the body may move in any one direction. Second, the body may rotate about itself without moving. Third one, the body may move in one direction and at the same time it may also be rotated about itself. And last one, the body may be completely at the rest. So now for better understanding, we have given different four different states which we will discuss here. First one, if the body moves in any direction, it means that there is a resultant force acting on it. A later consideration will show that if the body is to be at the rest or in equilibrium, the resultant force causing moment must be zero. That is sigma h is equal to 0 and sigma v is equal to 0. Second, if body rotates about itself without moving, it means that there is a single resultant couple acting on it. A little consideration will show that if the body is to be at the rest or in equilibrium, the moment of the couple causing rotation must be 0. That is sigma m is equal to 0. Third one, if the body moves in any direction and at the same time it rotates about itself, it means that there is a resultant force and also a resultant couple acting on it. A little consideration will show that if the body is to be at rest or in equilibrium, the resultant force causing the moment and the resultant moment of the couple causing the rotation must be 0. That means sigma h is equal to 0, sigma v is equal to 0 and sigma m is equal to 0. And last one, if the body is completely at rest, it means there is neither resultant force nor couple acting on it. In this case, the following conditions are already satisfied, that is sigma h is equal to 0, sigma v is equal to 0, sigma m is equal to 0. So there is nothing but a simple phenomena. First case is there is a resultant force, no moment. So sigma h and sigma v. Sigma h means the summation of horizontal forces, and sigma v means summation of vertical forces. Second case is there is a rotation but no moment. That means there is a no resultant force. There is a couple. So there is no force, so we can't take sigma h and sigma v, but we only take sigma m. The third case is body moves in any direction and there is a rotation also, so there is some resultant force also and there is some resultant couple also acting on the body. So we can apply all these three, matlab sigma h, sigma v and sigma m, summation of all these forces and moments is equal to 0. And last case, that means body is at rest, so there is no resultant force nor any couple, so nor any moment due to couple. So there are total three conditions that already are satisfied, that is sigma h is equal to 0, sigma v is equal to 0, and sigma m is equal to 0. So there are total three basic condition of equilibrium: sigma h is equal to 0, sigma v is equal to 0, and sigma m is equal to 0. And by applying this condition according to the particular case which we have, we can analyze any body on the forces side and moment side. So that's it for equilibrium condition understanding. So I hope you all understand this topic well. If you have any query or question regarding this topic, you can write in comment section below, or you can reach me by this mail address. Thank you. Have a nice day.